Hello, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us for Access City Council. I am Nancy Byrne, Senior Producer for KCLV, in for our regular host, David Riggleman, the Communications Director for the City of Las Vegas. Coming up on this program, we give you the latest information on COVID-19, how this virus is affecting our community, and what the city is doing to help. Also, a special new swing is installed at one of our city parks for children with disabilities. The councilwoman, who is also Mayor Pro Tem and represents Ward 6, Michelle Fiore, joins me right now. Mayor Pro Tem, thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely. It's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure to get together and let everyone know what we're doing.
And you do have a packed calendar every time you're here.
It's true.
A lot of people maybe have just moved here and maybe aren't completely familiar with city boundaries, that sort of thing. So we want to let people know where Ward 6 is actually located in the city of Las Vegas. It is way up there in the Northwest. Is it one of the, it's probably the fastest growing?
It is.
Yeah.
So we have the dirt. Mm-hmm. We have a lot of BLM land that the BLM is auctioning off. So we're building, we're looking at great projects out in the Northwest.
It is busy and it is fast growing. It's because we're kind of not landlocked there, right?
It's true. And we're just keep going north.
You know, I live in the Northwest. I live in your ward. Mayor Pro Tem is my councilwoman and Mayor Pro Tem. And every time I drive up 95, I'm like, oh, more houses, more houses.
I know.
It's wonderful. So.
But we're looking at getting like more parks and more, you know, just a lot more recreation.
Sure. Okay, well, we've got a ton to talk about, so we'll go ahead and get started. Of course, we are going to be talking about the virus and how it's sort of changed our life, and we have a whole new normal. You posted on your Facebook. My team and I want to make sure all of your needs are being met during this time. We will be posting lots of emergency information. And I guess we can go ahead and start with this phone line that was just set up by the city. So it's 229-CARE, and CARE is 2273.
Perfect.
Yes.
So please call, because I know a lot of folks are having a lot of issues getting through different agencies, and if the city can be of help at all, we are here. I mean, our office gets called every day, even on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so we are here for you. We want to make sure that everyone that needs anything has it. We've delivered some care packages to some of our seniors in my ward that needed it, and we'll continue to do so.
And that number is manned by actual human beings Monday through Thursday from 7:30 to 5, I believe. But if you call on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, you'll be directed to automated services. But your staff is always so responsive when they get calls, and they are right on it.
That is true. And you can call our staff also on the weekends, and we'll respond.
Okay. Well, not completely related to the virus, to the coronavirus, but some things that you've gone extra steps with. You put together some packages for our homeless community. Tell us about that.
Yes. So we just put 100 bags together. We put like 32 ounces of Gatorade and some power bars and hand sanitizers and just some like essential needs. We put them in cute little Easter baskets. We put a little like label on them, you know, love Mayor Pro Tem, and we delivered those out. And then we also delivered blankets to our Corridor of Hope. We delivered blankets to our Animal Foundation as well for our little animals. And now we're, you know, we just do. We want to make sure, and everyone's doing a little bit, which will really get us through this time.
Right, and this is a time when the services are so stretched, and the fact that you and your office are stepping up and trying to fill in some of the vacant spots, and not forgetting the homeless and our seniors, and it's just wonderful.
Yeah.
And the Animal Foundation takes blankets and towels, so and it keeps the babies warm. So we are going to move on to something that happened before all of this started at Floyd Park at Tully Springs, and you put on your Facebook, what a fun morning. Several miles of mountain bike trails will open in a few months at our own Floyd Park. And I never thought I'd see you on a bicycle, but you looked like you knew what you were doing, Mayor Pro Tem.
You know, there's a saying, you know, once you ride a bike, you'll always know how to ride a bike. And I was kind of nervous, but I guess it's like once you're in the saddle, you're always going to be in the saddle. So I'm really excited. So I think I now have to go and purchase a bike to actually, because these are going to be amazing. We're actually taking a trip to St. George to look at some of their bike paths too, to add some wood blocks on ours. So we're going to have a good time.
Okay. Yeah, I'm used to seeing you on a horse.
Yes.
Never seen you on a bike, but
Right.
It's about 3 miles, isn't that right, for all different levels?
Yes. We're going to have the pump tracks.
I think
yeah.
it's
that's going to be very cool.
That's for the real daredevils that like to get on those BMX bikes and fly through the air.
You know, it's funny because I'll do it on my ATV, like I'll jump a ramp on my ATV, but I definitely am not going to do it on a bicycle. I do not know. I think 4 tires on my ATV is easier to land on than 2.
Oh, let us know next time you do that. We'll drone footage that.
Yeah, exactly.
Our Mayor Pro Tem flying through the air with the greatest of ease. Another, I wouldn't say groundbreaking, it was a ribbon cutting actually that you had recently for a very special swing at one of our parks. Tell us about that. You're so good when it comes to this inclusiveness.
So special needs has a really special place in my heart, and my goal is to make sure that we have an adaptive some kind of adaptive equipment in all parks. So I started with our parks in Ward 6. So we have now an adaptive swing for wheelchairs. And even though we can't use it at this time, it's there. And so if anyone has a wheelchair, I really want them to go to the Polly Gonzalez Park and be able to use it once we're allowed to use our playground equipment.
Yes, it's a beautiful, large park, and the address of it is Corbett, but it basically is on the corner of Corbett and Bradley.
Yep.
And named after Polly Gonzalez, who was a wonderful news anchor at Channel 8. I actually got to work with her. It was
Isn't that
quite
cool?
an honor, yes, and having that park so close by, and it is a beautiful park. Tell us about this gentleman, Aaron Wheels.
Oh my goodness. So he's actually a superstar. Aaron Wheels, you look him up on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. He flies through the air on his wheelchair doing flips. He has his own Hot Wheels. Okay, he has his own Hot Wheels, his own wheelchair Hot Wheel, and so he's an amazing. And he lives in my ward, and he actually grew up with Chance, my special assistant, Chance Bonaventura. So, you know, Aaron is always with us. Anytime we need Aaron, he comes, and he's just an amazing individual.
Yeah, and such a great attitude, and he's the one that actually broke the ribbon, so to speak.
Yes, he did.
By swinging through it, and came off the little thing there to officially welcome in this wonderful swing. We should add that there was a little help from the Kiwanis.
Yes, so the Kiwanis raised money for the swing, and there was a book made as well, and I think I'm going to be reading that book today via online. It's about the greatest park ever, and it talks about going to the park and not having a swing for wheelchairs. And we have a sensory wall for our autistic children, and that's, I have to tell you, that was our first one. That was our first adaptive piece of equipment that we were actually able to get and fund. And so we have that. So now we have 2 parks, and now I'm going to be working on my 3rd.
Okay.
Yes.
Maybe it's a good time for us to just briefly review with everyone. The whole park thing was a little confusing because, you know, there are county parks, there's Henderson Parks, North Las Vegas, and everyone has their own policy. And ours tweaked just a little bit.
So all city parks are open, and we have close to 80 city parks. However, the playgrounds are closed because kids really don't know how to social distance. They just want to play with each other and slide down the slide together. And so the playgrounds are closed, but the park area is open.
Right.
So, yeah.
So, and I think city leaders were kind of thinking, you know, maybe some of the garb, the protective garb that was being used, and some of the chemicals could be used, you know, for something else, and just stay away from the playground equipment for now. But the CDC, the Centers for Disease Control, say getting out in the sunshine is really good. Important.
And so one of the things people don't really realize about the city of Las Vegas, and when you look at all of the numbers across our country and why our numbers are a lot lower, is because of our hot and dry weather. So when you look at the cold, wet areas and the numbers are higher, the virus doesn't like hot or dry. So the city of Las Vegas, we are going to make a huge comeback because it's going to be the safest place to recover. So I think I really look forward to being able to open everything back up.
Getting back to life as normal. And I've been out at some of the parks and some of the trails, and people are really good about, you know, letting people pass if they're going a little faster than you are and that kind of thing. So that's just important to keep that social distancing in mind. Something else that's really important, and it's kind of gotten a little lost in the shuffle through no fault of yours, because we all had census rallies, is the census.
Yeah. So the census is very, very important. And here's what I'm going to tell you about the census. It looks like junk mail. It's not junk mail.
Not at all.
Do not throw it away. It has a code in the mail. So when you go online, it'll ask you to type in that code. If you did throw it away and you don't have that code, go to the census, go online, and it'll direct you. But it is important because people don't realize, Nancy, that we have to be counted. Number one, for funding, congressional seats, for many things. The census lets the federal government know how many people we are. Whether legal or illegal, we have to know how many people we have, especially in pandemics, cases of emergencies. We have to know.
Yeah, and federal funds that pays for a lot of our roadways. And as you said, it determines how many congressional leaders you have in the House of Representatives. So fill it out. I did it at home in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But I knew it wasn't junk mail because I listened to my city council / mayor pro tem and was expecting it in the mail. So there is no conspiracy here, right?
Right,
It's
there's
just
not.
No one's going to come rip you out of your house.
No, and let me tell you, I'm about as conservative as they get. And if I say, look, the census is safe, just fill it out. Just fill it out. Yeah.
And so what we're seeing actually on the screen right now is you had sort of a little kickoff rally with some people showing up and committing to kind of get the word out.
And it was really good. And we constantly social mediaize it as well.
Okay, all right. We can't forget about the Easter Bunny. We're trying so hard to be as normal as we can in this environment. So you have come up with the coolest little Easter idea so that kids still get to have their Easter. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so our Easter celebration is always big. You know, I'm Catholic, so it's always big. And so we originally had all 7 fields all divided into the age groups. Well, we can't do that now because of the CDC rules and our governor rules and just to make sure everyone's safe. So what we're doing is we have changed everything. We've created these wonderful family Easter bags, and each bag is for a family of 4. And we're going to do the Easter celebration in a bag hop through. So the Easter Bunny is still going to be out there at Mountain Ridge Park. I'm going to be out there. Our staff is going to be out there. And we're going to have cones, and you're going to just drive your car, stay safe in your car. We're going to have gloves on. We've sanitized everything. Everything in the bag is sanitized. There's going to be lots and lots of Easter eggs filled with goodies, s'mores, coloring books, more candy. Rice Krispie treats, Caprese, I mean, just everything you'd go and find when you're, egg hunting for Easter. So it's going to be in a bag, and we're going to deliver it right to your car. If you have a family of 8, we'll give you 2 bags. If you have a family of 12, we'll give you 3 bags. But it's generally 1 bag per family of 4.
And I think it's really important, as you said, you have taken so many steps to make sure that the bags are sanitized, your people are sanitized, so people aren't worried about taking it home and sanitizing.
I know.
In the bag, I know you kind of talked about this, but you will actually have supplies that families can take this home and maybe even hide their own eggs in.
Yes. So in the bag, there's going to be 40 to 50 stuffed eggs in each bag. So you're going to take the eggs, go home, do a little Easter egg hunt yourself in your backyard or your front yard or in your house. And also we're going to put coloring pages in there, and we're going to have a coloring contest, and we're going to post it online, and whoever wins the coloring contest, we're going to have different age groups for the coloring contest, and we're making these big bags with very special things in them, and we'll be delivering them to our winners.
Okay, so we want to let you know that the Easter celebration in a bag, hop through Easter, is April 11th, and it's out there with the big baseball field.
Yes, absolutely. So it's 10 to noon, and it's going to be in Mountain Ridge baseball field.
Which, by the way, we should probably mention, you recently had something that was very important to you. You renamed one of the fields in honor.
We did, in honor of, so of our former coach, and he was on those fields for like 11 years, and it was amazing. And we do that, and at the request of our Mountain Ridge, our baseball family is huge, and our Commissioner Larry Brown is big with it. So. And right now we're looking at another one too.
Okay.
So we're looking at another coach, and we're working on that paperwork.
Yeah, you've been naming a lot of parks and fields recently. A little off topic, but you renamed lacrosse fields over at Teton Trails after a former lacrosse player.
Yep, for Mitchell Hubert.
Yes, yes.
Yep, and we have, always keep their memory alive. Always, especially the families out in Northwest that have been years and years in a specific sport. The lacrosse field was so important. We got female lines on the lacrosse field at the same time. So there's a lot that we do, especially when these folks have lived in the community most of their whole life, and everyone knows them. And people think Las Vegas is really big, but in the communities, it's really small.
Right.
It's really small.
You know, I think it's probably surprising to a lot of people who are not from our community that they can write a letter or email the Mayor Pro Tem of Las Vegas or any of our council members. They're all good at this. But to have you take it seriously. And this is a young man who was so active in our lacrosse community, and he died unexpectedly of pneumonia, complications from pneumonia.
Yes.
As he went off to start his college career in lacrosse at Johns Hopkins.
You know, and I have to tell you, just what you just said, it's very important that people know this is the first time our nation has shut down. And the reason why I say that is because we're dealing with the coronavirus, which is a respiratory problem, right?
Right.
Last year in 2019, we had 62,000 folks in the United States die of the flu, right? And we didn't shut America down. Right now, with this coronavirus, because it's new and we're learning and we're finding out, and because we don't have any cure for it at the moment, this is what the precautions are about. But I want folks to understand this should be a lesson in sanitizing, in making sure that your hands are always clean, especially if you touch people.
Right.
Like, we're always touching people and shaking their hands and giving them hugs and kisses. So now it's our responsibility. If we're not feeling well, don't touch anyone.
Right.
Just don't.
And it's a hard habit to break because
especially if you're Italian and you kiss and grab everybody.
Right. I mean, we're constantly just you and I are constantly hugging when we do our face. So it is a hard habit to break, and you have to stop and think about it. But the running joke in our house is, did people not wash their hands before this all happened? Because now you can't find soap or sanitizer anywhere.
I know. What is that?
I don't know.
And what are they doing with toilet paper?
I don't even know.
Can you tell me that?
I don't know. And why the water bottles, our water system's going to be just fine. So I know it's pretty.
Yeah.
Pretty
I mean,
funny.
if you run out of water, boil it.
Yeah.
Boil it, let it sit, and drink it. And hot water is better for you anyway.
Oh gosh, you crack me up. People can come get cracked up by our Mayor Pro Tem on April 17th for a meeting with Michelle.
Yeah, so same rules apply. So the last time we had a meeting with Michelle, only 2 folks, and the whole reason why the meet with Michelle is important is because I need to know if you need something.
Right.
So we're not meeting indoors, we're meeting right outside the YMCA. We only had 2 folks over last month. I only expect maybe 2 to 5 folks this month. But if your neighbor needs something, we'll deliver it. If you need something, we'll deliver it. We want to make sure that you know that you're a representative of me. I'm there for you. And all of our representatives here at City Council.
It really is. It's very responsive, City Council and Mayor. And all the city leaders. That is April 17th. And for those of you, again, who might be new to the area, this is at your satellite office. Can you tell them how to get there and where it is?
Yes, so it's the Centennial Hills YMCA, and it's literally on Buffalo and
like Elkhorn?
Herbert.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and it's 6601 North Buffalo. That's the address. But we'll be outside, and of course, Christy will be there, and we'll have our chairs distanced. No one really sat because there's only a couple of us last time. But just again, it's information. If you need information, if you're having issues getting through to anything, if we have more information for you, we want to make sure you have it.
And it's great to have this office, not only because Ward 6 is kind of far away from City Hall, but City Hall can be kind of intimidating to people sometimes, right?
I know.
And to be able to just go to the Y and know that they're going to be face to face with you, maybe will be less intimidating.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Lastly, one of the things I always know that you try to get through to people, and I've heard you say it a million times, is you can't fix things, your staff can't address things unless it's brought to your attention.
It's very true. And let me tell you, I have to give Chance Bonaventura and Marianne Rambola and Drew Dondero kudos because they are there. You know, they're there. They're there for you. They'll answer your questions. They'll return your calls. Including myself. I have neighbors that have met me at the back of my car 2 weeks ago when this all started. It was 8 o'clock in the morning, and they knew like I was leaving because there's 13 houses in our little gated community, so we pretty much know each other. And then I had to go. I had a meeting here at City Hall, and so I said, I'll meet you when I come back. And sure enough, 6 o'clock, they came to the door, and we talked. This was in the beginning of this, and because they were kind of nervous. We weren't really getting the word out clearly. Most of the meetings were being changed hourly, and so in the beginning, everything changed every hour. Yeah.
And as you said so eloquently, this is brand new. No one knows. So
yeah.
there's a little change in tide over whether or not you should wear a mask. At first
right.
they were saying only if you have the virus you need to wear the mask to protect people around you. Now they're saying, well, maybe it's not a bad thing to wear a mask. So we're learning. And
yes.
as we learn.
Well, I have one. Mm-hmm. So I have a cute little black one that I'm
of course
blinging.
It's cute.
We're blinging it out, right? I wore it. I can't breathe with it on. Yeah. I mean, I can, but it's just so hot. Mm-hmm. But I think I'm probably not going to wear my mask, but I do wear gloves and mm-hmm. I sanitize everything. I would wear my mask if someone was uncomfortable being in my presence.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I don't want anyone to ever be uncomfortable. And at the same time, if you are uncomfortable, stay home. Mm-hmm. Do you see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Stay home. But as a servant, mm-hmm. I'm a public servant. I'm serving the people. My office is here to serve the people. Mm-hmm. So we're not staying home. We want you to know that we'll bring you what you need and leave it at your door.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You
mm-hmm.
don't have to open your door, but we're your servants, and that's mm-hmm. why we are here working.
Right. And we do get questions about that because we're on the air here at Channel 2 telling people, stay home as much as possible. And they're thinking, well, you're not home right now.
Right.
But we're very, very careful.
Yes.
We're keeping a distance.
Yes.
We've got people coming in and cleaning. And we're very isolated here at Channel 2 mm-hmm. also.
Yeah.
Because, you have to have a badge to get in here and that kind of thing. So it's a whole new world we're navigating our way through.
It's
and
true.
I think we're doing our best. And,
we are.
And I actually would like to give you a moment to let people know that this is going to be okay.
Oh, it's totally going to be okay. Here's what I'm going to tell you. My mom is 69 years old, Nancy, and she just got done with her second spine surgery, upper spine. They went through her throat. I have her quarantined. We have 2 living rooms mm-hmm. in my house. She's in the back living room. Her nurses come like 4 days a week. They're wearing masks because they see other people. Mm-hmm. I have 6 grandkids. My grandkids right now aren't near her because she is that elderly woman. And when I say she's 69 is the new 49.
Yes.
But my mom, I love her. She's 69, but she partied like a rock star her whole life. So she's really 89, mm-hmm. right? She don't look it, but her body is just beating her up. So I have to be very cautious with my mom. So be careful with your elderly and be careful with anyone who has underlying conditions. She has COPD, she has emphysema, she has arthritis, she has it all. Mm-hmm. So that's what but understand it's gonna be okay. Yeah. Like it's really gonna be okay, but you have to be very cautious and it's up to us to protect our loved ones.
Right. And how okay it ends up being and how fast it ends up being okay is how diligent we are about doing what you say. Be careful mm-hmm. around the elderly. If you have an elderly neighbor, go knock on their door. Tell them they don't have to open the door, but if they need something and you're going shopping, you can go
just
pick it up.
Just leave a list on their door.
Yes,
mm-hmm.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we want you to know that we are always anxious to hear from you. So if you have something you'd like to share with Mayor Pro Tem Fiore, you can find her on Facebook and Twitter. She's very, very active on social media. You can also pick up the phone and give her a call at 702-229-6405, or you can send her an email at mfiore@lasvegasnevada.gov. So mm-hmm. a lot to cover as usual, and this is a kind of a time when the brakes are on a lot of things. So I imagine in 6 weeks when we see you again, mm-hmm. we'll be jam-packed.
Yep, but I also want to touch on Sergeant Jenkins.
Well, please do.
Yeah, Sergeant Jenkins, our Nevada Highway Patrol, was a young hero of the community. I really want to get that out there, that we really have to be cautious. And I also want Northern Nevada to know, Southern Nevada loves Northern Nevada. Our mayor lit up the city blue in his honor. And that's what we'll leave off with.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you. Thank you. We'll see you. David, we'll see you in 6 weeks. It was my pleasure to fill in for him today. I want to thank you very much.
You're always fun. You're always fun. Thank you for doing it.
Oh, absolutely. My pleasure. Well, we want to thank you for joining us. Our next Access City Council show begins airing April 9th with Ward 1 City Councilman Brian Knutson. You can catch all of our KCLV shows on Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire. You can't get away from us. And don't forget, you can also watch us live on the internet at kclv.tv. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.